Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Gushin Galan and you're watching Firstpost. In the next few minutes, I get you the top 40 updates from around the world, only here on Fast and Factual. Let's get started. In a big diplomatic success for India, the US has extradited the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks accused Tahawwur Rana. He is wanted for planning the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, which killed 166 people in 2008. Rana's extradition follows the rejection of his review petition by the US Supreme Court. In the United States, President Donald Trump has paused reciprocal tariffs against all countries for 90 days. However, the baseline tariffs of 10% remain in place. Trump's revised duties had come into effect yesterday. However, Trump's tariff relief does not apply to China. Instead, he has increased tariffs on Chinese goods, adding fuel to the ongoing trade war between the two nations. Trump has increased levies from 104% to a massive 125%. The hike came as China imposed 84% tariffs on US goods starting today. Donald Trump has repeated his threat to use military force on Iran if it does not agree to end its nuclear program. He said that Iran could not be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. The commander-in-chief said that Israel would play a key role in military action. The latest threat came ahead of talks between US and Iran over the weekend. Among several other executive orders, President Trump has now rolled back water flow regulations. The Biden-era rules limited pressure in shower heads. But after his renewed executive order, Trump justified it by saying he prefers strong showers to take care of his hair. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has called for cooperation against Chinese threats, adding that the US will take back the Panama Canal from Chinese influence. He said that the US wouldn't allow China to weaponize the Panama Canal for espionage. The remarks were made during the Panama visit. Israeli airstrike in Gaza, Shejaia hit a multi-story residential building. The strike killed at least 29 and wounded dozens, said the local health authorities. Meanwhile, Israel said it had taken steps to mitigate harm to civilians. Health authorities said at least 9 more people were killed in strikes across Gaza yesterday. In Turkey, 100 staged protest against the arrest of Istanbul mayor. The opposition Republican People's Party or the CHP supporters rallied in Istanbul yesterday. The party vowed weekly demonstrations to oppose Ekrem İmamoğlu's arrest and compared the Erdogan government to military junta rule. Protests intensified in Buenos Aires as thousands of retirees and union members took to the streets. The protesters denounced President Javier Milei's sweeping austerity measures. Demonstrators claim the government's economic cuts are impacting their livelihoods severely. German conservationists have agreed for a coalition deal with the centre-left Social Democrats or the SPD. With this, Friedrich Merz is said to become the next Chancellor of Germany. Merz's party topped elections in February but fell well short of a majority. In climate news, downtown Louisville, Kentucky was turned into a water world as a spring storm caused massive flooding. A dinghy was seen navigating submerged roads with the Ohio River creeping into the city. The National Weather Service issued flooding alerts as climate change continues to fuel heavier rainfall across the U.S. In California, residents of wildfire-hit Altadena are now being urged to get tested for lead poisoning from ash and smoke debris. Health officials are also offering free blood tests near burn zones. In early January, the Eaton wildfires charred dozens of properties. The cleanup crews are still working to get rid of the debris. Wildfires are tearing through Russia's Zabaykalsky Krai in the Far East. Strong winds are fanning the flames and complicating firefighting efforts. Over 900 personnel and 170 fire engines are battling the blazes. This is according to the emergency ministry. Meanwhile, in the north, a forest fire in a remote mountainous part of Dagestan had added to the crisis with containment efforts hampered by rough terrain. Wildfires are blazing across the Scottish island of Bute. Firefighters tackled nearly 90 outdoor fires due to unseasonably warm and dry weather. A very high wildfire warning remains in place for the region. The fires have been raging since the weekend. Authorities have urged residents to exercise caution and avoid lighting outdoor fires. India's weather department has issued heatwave alerts for capital Delhi and 5 northern states, including Rajasthan and Punjab. Delhi also recorded its warmest night of the season yesterday. A yellow alert was issued for several districts as heatwave conditions are expected to ease soon. On to business and tech news now. The Wall Street gained after Trump paused the US tariffs for 90 days. The S&P 500 saw 9.5% yesterday, marking its biggest gain since 2008. The gain came after Wall Street's biggest 4-day percentage loss since the pandemic. European shares also jumped after US tariff pause. The pan-European stock 600 gained 5.9%, while Germany's benchmark index rose 6.7%. Asian markets soared after Trump paused his tariffs. Japan's Nikkei jumped 7.9% to more than 34,226 points, while China's Shanghai Composite Index gained 1.29%. Hong Kong's benchmark Hang Seng Index rose 2.69%. South Korea's Composite Stock Price Index opened 4.90%. Oil prices retreated after trade war between the US and China intensified. Brent futures fell 0.6% to over $65 a barrel, while US West Texas Intermediate crude futures dropped 0.5% to a little over $62. Online retail platform Amazon has reportedly cancelled some of its orders for products made in China. The cancelled orders for its products reportedly included beach chairs, scooters, air conditioners, among other products. This as the tariff war between the US and China continues. US President Donald Trump said he does not want US Steel Corp to go to Japan. Remarks came after Trump directed a national security panel to review Nippon Steel's $14 billion bid and help the US Steel to determine if further action is appropriate. The order had raised hopes for green light to the deal. India and the UK have agreed to 90% of their free trade agreement. Both countries are expected to finalize a highly coveted trade deal this year. According to reports, one of the most contentious issues involving visas for Indian workers has largely been resolved. Slovak and Norwegian companies have signed an agreement to jointly maintain and repair F-16 aircraft. Slovakia's Lawton and Norway's Kongsberg Aviation Maintenance Services signed the pact yesterday. This after Slovakia received the first 2 of 14 new F-16 fighter jets last year. The jets replaced Russian-made planes it had donated to Ukraine. Donald Trump has said a potential deal to spin off TikTok is still on the table. The deal was earlier put on hold after China reportedly did not accept the deal amid Trump's tariffs. The US president extended TikTok ban deadline to June 19 last week. The platform needs to find non-Chinese buyers to avert the ban. OpenAI has constituted over Elon Musk. The ChatGPT maker has alleged a pattern of harassment by the billionaire. The company has asked a federal judge to stop Musk from any further unlawful and unfair action against it in a court case that pertains to the future structure of the firm. Moving to sports, we start with cricket. Gujarat beat Rajasthan by 58 runs in the ongoing Indian Premier League. After taking to field in Ahmedabad's Narendra Modi Stadium, Rajasthan failed to restrict Gujarat as the hosts put 217 runs on the scoreboard. In response, Rajasthan were bowled out for 159 runs. Gujarat's Prasidh Krishna struck 3 wickets by giving away just 24 runs. In football, Barcelona crushed Dortmund 4-0 in the first leg of Champions League quarter-finals. Rafinha struck the opening goal in the 25th minute. Robert Lewandowski struck a brace in the second half to give back Barca a 2-0 lead. Lamine Yamal hit the back of the net in the 77th minute to seal the coveted win for Barca. And Paris Saint-Germain or the PSG beat Aston Villa 3-1 in the first leg of the Champions League quarter-finals. After the end of first half on 1-all scoreline, PSG hit back to take the lead. Nuno Mendes hit the back of the net after the end of regular time to seal the critical game for PSG. In tennis, Serbian legend Novak Djokovic crashed out of Monte Carlo Masters. The 24-time Grand Slam winner was beaten by Alejandro Tabilo of Chile 6-3, 6-4. With this loss, Djokovic's wait for 100th ATP singles title continues. Meanwhile, men's world number 3 Carlos Alcaraz advanced through the Monte Carlo Masters. The Spaniard beat Argentina's Francisco Querendolo 3-6, 6-0, 6-1 in their round of 32 clash. Alcaraz will next face Daniel Altmaier of Germany in the round of 16. In badminton, India's PV Sindhu crashed out of Asia's championship. After winning the opening round match, the two-time Olympic medalist lost her round to 16 match. Sindhu lost to Japan's Akane Yamaguchi 11-21, 21-16, 16-21. Star Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen crashed out of the Asia Championships. The Paris Olympic semi-finalist was beaten by Li Chiahao of Chinese Taipei 18-21, 10-21. It took the shuttler from Chinese Taipei just 35 minutes to seal the game. Indian shuttler Priyanshu Rajawat advanced in the Asia Championships being held in China. The men's world number 38 beat his 42-ranked rival from Thailand in a hard-fought clash. Rajawat won the round of 32 clash 20-22, 21-12, 21-10. The International Olympic Committee or the IOC added compound mixed team archery competition to the Games. The mixed team events were also added in table tennis, golf, gymnastics, rowing coastal beach and sprint and athletics. For the first time in the history of Olympics, there will be more female participants than male athletes. The International Olympic Committee said there will be 50.7% core quota spots for the female athletes at the LA Games. And finally, in entertainment news, AMC is suiting up for Gold Rush. It is a new docu-series chronicling the San Francisco 49ers' legendary 1980s-90s era, featuring icons like Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. The series, co-produced by NFL Films and Tom Brady's Religion of Sports, will premiere in 2026 with exclusive footage and behind-the-scenes drama. AMC's Mayfair Witches will return with the Salem set third season, with Thomas Schosner's and co-show running alongside Esther Spalding. The supernatural drama is diving deeper into spells, secrets and the sinister saga of the Mayfair family. The show, based on Anne Rice's novel, debuted in 2023. Before Season 2 even airs, HBO has greenlit Season 3 of The Last of Us. The adaptation of the epic post-apocalyptic game series is expanding its scope, with creators confirming that the complex sequel will stretch across multiple seasons. The first season of the show debuted in 2023. Slow Horses star Jack Lowden is in talks to play the brooding Mr. Darcy. This is for Netflix's upcoming Pride and Prejudice series. Scripted by Dolly Addleton, the modern retelling is still shrouded in secrecy, but the casting buzz is heating up. And finally, disgraced director James Toback has been slapped with a historic $1.68 billion verdict. This is after 40 women accused him of sexual assault. The ruling is believed to be the largest sex assault judgment in New York's history and a resounding #MeToo milestone. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I am Gushin Galan and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Stay informed and stay tuned to Firstpost.